Hey everyone! Just started hatching from batch number 4. These are from my own eggs. I can tell I already have one Tibetan and one wild coloring. But yeah, so they just started hatching. This is day 16. All of my eggs have been consistently hatching on day 16, so the day after lockdown. Don't know why, but there we go. So, time to set up their brooder box for when it's time to transfer them. So, for the first week or two, they're going to be in here. Not much space, but I just started using heat plates. My original heat plate I actually have in my big brooder over there, as you can see it kind of through that little window pane. And we're like, oh crap, we need another one, because we got more babies. And it came today, a whole day early. But I wanted to show people what I do with food and water. I have not had any dye. I do not have pine shavings in here for the first week or 2 weeks. Just paper towels. I have not had any deaths. For food, I do not grind it. This is just the regular starter crumble. I use the Neutrina brand because that's what's available at my feed store. What I use is one of the bottoms from the regular quart size feeders. I just take the top off that has the 8 holes on it. So I just use the bottom and I put something in the middle so they don't have as much feed in there. And also so they can't run across the food and poop in it. This cuts down a lot on the pooping in the food when they're very young, because they can't run across it. And it also gets them used to having food come out of something that's tall. Because while they're in here, not in cages, that's where their food is something that's tall. And then for the water, I use another feed dish, not a water dish. I mean, you can use the bottom of the water dish too. I have used that and that's fine. But I fill with regular rocks. I get these, they come in like 1-pound packs at the Dollar Tree. And I wash them. When it gets too dirty, I wash them. And I just put it in there and then I just fill it up with water. And I just fill it up with the squirt bottle when it's in here, when they need a little shot, and then every day or so, at least once a day, I'll actually take it out and I'll rinse the rocks, wash the rocks, change the rocks out. But I do that. So I haven't had anyone drown. I use enough rocks in there so that, you know, they hit their beak against it and they're like, oh, I can't put my whole head in there. I haven't had anyone drown, haven't had anyone die of crop impaction. A lot of people like grinding the food. I find I don't grind the food. Then again, I don't know how big your crumbles are from the food that you can get. My crumbles are pretty small. I did not do any grinding or anything with these. That's just how it comes out of the bag. So they'll eat whatever size works for them, and then they'll eat the bigger ones in like 2 days when they're bigger. So this is my brooder for the first couple weeks. Now I can only have, so far I have not had more than 20 chicks at a time. I have 20 eggs in my incubator right now. Got 2 that hatched. Hopefully we'll have a good hatch rate. But when they get to like 2 weeks old or something, I got this doggy playpen from my cousin who is moving out of town. I was like, oh my god, this is perfect for a bigger brooder. So these guys are 2.5 weeks old. And they have a ton of space to run around, a couple little hides. Keep their food and water pretty clean with them being on the plates there. Just gave them a dust bath, and they have little stairs to get in and out of the dust bath because they were too small when I put it in. I just keep adding shavings. So far that's been working. This is the first time I'm using this system, this playpen system. So I have it zipped on the top here because they started flying, and don't want them getting out and going all over the house. So it gives them a little bit of room to stretch, and they can fly if they want to, kind of pop up. And it's soft, they're not going to hurt themselves. And I have 11 in here right now because that's what was hatch number 3. Out of 17 eggs, I had 11 hatch out. And that's are these guys. So, yeah. To keep everyone straight, I'm putting dates, hatch dates up. Even on my cages outside, I have hatch dates so I can tell how old they are. Because now they're all kind of merging together. So many babies, which is good. So that's that. It's basically very similar setup. I have my no waste feeder that I made for them. Instead of using the 8-slot chick feeder, I use my sour cream container. It's got 3 holes. It has cardboard in there to basically keep the food back, but they have room for their head to get in there. And these holes are pretty low, so they don't have to strain to get the food. It's actually the perfect size for chicks. I was using that for adult birds before I had my J feeder set up, and they had to like scrouch down. They had to like go down really far to get their food, and it was looking kind of uncomfortable, so I quit using them. But it works out perfectly for, you know, the chicks here, the intermediates. Starting next week, we should start getting in their adult feathers, and I'll be able to start feather sexing them. I think their feathers are starting to come in right now, but still a little too early to tell. But that's the setup. My second hatch, they are laying eggs, and they are fertile. I have checked, so these are the eggs from the second hatch, and they are fertile. I'm getting 10 eggs a day. These are fertile from my first hatch. I'm getting 2 eggs a day because there's only 2 with that rooster. And then these 2 eggs a day are non-fertile. They are from my 2 spinsters. I tried putting the spinsters with Big Red and the other 2 hens, and oh, it did not end pretty. It did not end pretty. Wings got injured again real bad. Eye pecked, bloody scalp, and then the other hen had pecked eye. Still there, it's open now. She's better. She wasn't as injured as Wings. So, they're just gonna be... Yeah, when I was reviewing the video, I saw that it cut out when I was talking about the 2 injured hens. So, Wings, that's the name of one of the hens. She's the most injured. She's doing okay. She's doing a little bit better. And the other hen is, she's doing much better. Her eye was just, you know, pecked at. It was injured, but it wasn't even bloody. It's open now. It opened after like a couple, you know, the next day it was open. So they're going to be forever spinsters. They'll probably be for sale as just like pet hens. If, you know, people want, you know, just eggs, don't want to deal with a rooster. Some people like having them for indoor pets. I think they would do good for that. Or I can just keep them for, you know, eating egg production. But, yeah, I'm not going to try and put them as any roosters again because this is the second time they've got injured. And I just don't want to put them through that turmoil for no reason. There's no reason for it. I have a lot more hens coming up, a lot more eggs being produced, so I don't want to be unethical with treating the birds. Because they have feelings. But anyway, that's all the update really I wanted to share with everyone. We got babies hatching. We've got 1 egg pipping. I don't know if it's going to focus. 1 egg pipping real good right there. I keep seeing the egg being, well, zippered. It's starting to zipper. So, just waiting on seeing these, the rest of them hatch. Those 2 are still alive. They're just taking a little breather. I love how they just put their wing over the side there. They're like, ah. So, waiting for the rest of those to hatch out. Hopefully it's a good hatch rate. But that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Look at the birdies. Okay. Hope everyone has a good week.